The federal government has made the decision to stop CERB and the other payments, but they also decided to spend another $7 billion in the next few months on targeted aid, because there are some people that certainly need some help. Jay Goldberg is with the Canadian Taxpayers Federation now. I think you were advocating before that decision that they had to stop this, because people who were just taking the money and not working.
Well, absolutely. We have 800,000 vacant jobs in this country. 1 out of every 2 small businesses was telling the Canadian Federation of Independent Business that they couldn't find workers, that they needed workers desperately. And so paying people to stay home was not a solution. So it's good to see a bit of a step forward by the government, and we'll see exactly how targeted the program is going to be.
So in every government program, there's abuses and there's failures in it. And with this Trudeau government, some more failures than usual. However, how good is government at targeting certain sectors? Because, I mean, how do you do that? I mean, there are so many sectors where you say they want to hire people, they can't find enough people to hire. So, I mean, can you tell somebody who was a server to go over into this other sector?
Obviously, it's very difficult for them to do that. Particularly, they're saying that the targeting is going to be to lock down areas. But, in some cases, lockdown is an entire province. In some cases, it's a part of a city. So it is going to be very difficult to target. But it's good to see at least a bit of a step in the right direction.
So how long is it going to take, do you think? Or how do we get about? I just keep hearing these anecdotal stories about people, as you've said, looking for employees, people to work. Other people saying, well, I can't find a job. And there are people changing jobs. Servers are turning into paralegals. What is going to go with our workforce? How are we going to deal with it in Canada?
Well, the solution is definitely not to pay people to stay home. The solution is to encourage people as much as possible to get back to work. That's how we're going to raise tax revenue to pay for all the programs we depend on at the federal level.
Should the government encourage mobility? In other words, if you were in some job before the lockdown, you've lost a job or, it's just gone, should the government be doing things to make sure that people can move, not only physically, but also within the strata of employment? Because there are a lot of restrictions for working.
It certainly makes sense for the government to do whatever they can to make sure that people can transition to new jobs. And what we want is more people working in this country and not staying home.
Yeah, the Ford government in Ontario just announced that they're going to make it easier for immigrants who are qualified to apply and get those jobs, where before they couldn't. Part of it was trade unions, part of it was professional unions saying, we don't want the new people there. Do you agree with that?
Well, we have 800,000 vacant jobs in this country, so we need to fill them. And so, it seems like a sound solution.
Thank you very much, Jay. Important stuff. 3 minutes. The hallmark of a free society is independent press. And in Canada, increasingly, we don't have an independent press when the PMO pays many outlets to say what they say. This station is independent, it's free, and if you can contribute, please do so, because we want to stay on the air. We have people on this show who analyze the situation and provide facts that otherwise you would get in the press. So thank you, subscribe, you can contribute.